Hey, good afternoon. This is Kelly Girtz, Athens Clarke County Commissioner for District 9 here, and I want to take a few minutes to respond to some of the questions that Athens for Everyone asked concurrent with the voting cycle this year in 2016. The first question I'm reading from the email was, an upcoming T-SPLOS program is projected to yield millions of dollars of additional revenue for ACC transportation infrastructure over the next 5 years. How do you believe we should prioritize the allocation of this revenue, assuming the measure passes? So the current intent with the forthcoming T-SPLOS referendum, which probably will be in front of the voters in calendar year 2017, is to run essentially the same preliminary process as with the past SPLOS programs, which would have a citizen oversight committee that would construct and gather input to create a package together that would then go to the voters. If I was to have some influence on designing this myself, and ultimately after the citizens have their say, the commission sometimes makes some edits and modifications. I'd certainly recognize that some level of funding on an annual basis is going to go to transportation and public works, road resurfacing, and stoplight coordination and intersection improvement activities, the kinds of things that the state used to fund at a greater level and is no longer the case. But I really would like to see, of that approximately $21 or $22 million that could be anticipated every year, somewhere in the range of $4 to $5 million go to multi-use paths and alternative transportation. Another few million dollars going primarily to pedestrian infrastructure improvements, the kind of things that we've heard a lot about lately, where there simply are gaps in the system, and by creating some connections between various elements of the system, we're able to weave the town together in a stronger fashion. One of the things that we're doing all the time is sort of catching up to some of the challenges that were created in the 60s and 70s and 80s, when development patterns were really not friendly to a variety of modalities. So we have hundreds and hundreds of people that live in relatively low-income communities that are geographically isolated from resources. We often think of country corners of the Pinewoods communities. You can think of the duplex communities that are on the way to Winterville or way out Tallahassee Road. I'd love to see some of these funds go to corridor sidewalk improvements that could ensure greater connectivity to schools, to the hospitals, to grocery stores, to those sorts of things. In addition of that $21 or $22 million, I'd like to see somewhere on the range of $5 or $8 million annually go to Athens Transit, so that we could see some significant upgrades in terms of the frequency, in terms of the routing that's available now. So that's the snapshot of what I have in mind there.